Vasel.
Zee Garcia, hello.
Sam Healey, hello everyone.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Someone was like, he was going to say Clarice there at the end of that one.
Oh no, I didn't say that.
All right.
Why are you looking at him weird when you're wearing that hat?
I know, that's what I'm talking
You
about.
don't get to give us any weird glances during this whole video.
Yeah,
But I will look at you strangely.
that's right.
Okay, folks, if you're here about board games, probably should move on to the next video. We've done a whole look back at 2016 about board games and favorite family game stuff. So we thought we'd talk a little bit about pop culture, but specifically movie and TVs, because books, I'm usually a little bit behind. I mean, I read a lot of books, but not necessarily ones that were written in 2016.
Right.
And music, yeah, we're in middle age. We don't listen to 2016 music.
Also true.
Ooh, yeah, that's true.
But I'm not saying it's bad. But I mean, if a song is really good from 2016, we'll eventually... I wouldn't even be able to tell you what songs came out except the ones my kids sing, I guess, all the time.
I think as people get older, you're much more set in your musical taste. But movies, you can sort of roll with the whatever's new. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can.
Like once you are formed, like that part of you is sort of set in stone.
Yeah.
The music you like, that's your music.
I was kind of opened up this year to some
Taylor Swift.
new to me music. No, that came out in like 2012 and 2013, but it was stuff that I had never heard before.
Sure.
So, and one particular band that I really enjoyed. It's coming out. Just came out with a brand new album past year, so that was pretty cool.
That's good.
But yeah, no. Pop music. Bye. Nope, not my bag of tea.
So we'll jump into movies here, the cinema, if you will, the silver screen.
The movie picture shows.
It just
Alright.
got serious.
Now, a lot of movies, I tend to watch a lot of movies a year or so after they come out, because I wait till they're streamed or whatever, or I can get them online, because going to the movies is a very expensive thing. And if you have a big family...
Oh, let's see. That's interesting.
I'm pretty sure if you go to the
I'm
movies,
gonna mark
with
the ones
hat,
that I
they'll let
actually
you in
went
for
to the
free.
movie to see.
I don't think that's... Oh, you're counting how many?
Yeah.
Well, Sam has seen more movies from this year than I think either of us has.
Probably. You watch quite a few movies, Sam. I mean, you're a big... I mean, I like movies too. But
Yeah. I usually we get these coupon books from where I used to teach, and
With
it's like
movie
$200 worth of savings for like $25, and we get like two free movie tickets, and then like four or six buy one get one frees, and then a whole bunch of discounts for us. So we buy those religiously, and that's the only way we can afford doing it.
All right, let's start off with the easiest thing. This is not a top 10 list, so we can go backwards. What was the best movie of the year?
Ooh. Oh man.
Well, I can tell you mine, why they're both thinking. There's a lot of movies I like this year, but
I'm gonna say Rogue One.
for me it
That
was
was my
Rogue
favorite
One.
I had to say it before you did, so that I didn't sound like I was just copying you.
Well, I think Rogue One is expected for you.
maybe Civil War for me.
So Civil War, you would put better than Rogue One?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, here's why. No, here's why. I actually like Marvel movies better than Star Wars movies.
Blam.
Wait, what are we talking about?
I don't know what happened. He's threatened to punch me, I guess.
Right.
If I said blam, I don't know.
Ain't no way. Civil War is better than Rogue One.
Okay, well here's the deal. I liked them both a lot. I just felt that Civil War had a really super strong middle act. Okay, the middle part of the movie was amazing.
Yeah, right.
The end was pretty good. The beginning was also interesting, but it didn't have that... I don't know. It was good, but it wasn't as good as Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers 2 and stuff. While Rogue One, I mean, I would say maybe the first 10 minutes were like set up, and after that I was just like enthralled the whole movie.
Well, you guys are probably also bigger Star Wars fans than me.
Okay, that's true. But I'm also a bigger Marvel fan than you.
That's true, but when I compare them, Marvel beats out Star Wars every time for me. You know what I mean?
I do.
I'm going to gravitate towards those movies. I liked Civil War. I liked Rogue One, don't get me wrong, but Civil War for me, I think, is ultimately going to be more rewatchable. You know, like replayable. I don't know.
Watchable.
Yeah.
Really, you think so?
For me, yeah.
Because a lot of the stuff that happened in Civil War, it's just not the same watching it again.
It's a little more draining in Rogue One, I mean, of a film experience. Like, I saw some amazing movies this year that I never want to see again. Those are good
Rogue
movies.
One is one of those?
No, it's not.
Oh.
those are good movies, right? Like very heartfelt movies, things like that.
You're talking about like Oscar-nominated movies?
Yeah, that kind of movie. You can watch it and go, this is a particularly well-done movie. It's spectacular. It's fascinating. I'm done with it forever.
Give me an idea. What?
No, I don't know.
A title.
I was just talking to you about that movie, The Way Back, which is not from this year. It's older. But it's like a war movie. It's about suffering and perseverance, and it's like, yay! I want to go cry now and never watch this again.
I got that. Yeah. So like
for me, I think
Ryan.
I think Civil War is going to be
Hacksaw Ridge. That type of stuff.
Yeah, right. And Civil War, I mean, Rogue One is kind of a war movie. So Rogue One carries some weight with it that Civil War really felt more popcorny.
All right, well, I'll talk to someone who likes Star Wars.
Go ahead.
Where do you place Rogue One in the pantheon of Star Wars movies?
It is the best one since the original trilogies.
So it's the fourth best.
As far no, I wouldn't say that because I'm not one of the ones that I loved Return of the Jedi, loved it.
It's still my number one, baby.
And I love Empire Strikes Back. I also love A New Hope, but they're all kind of the same story. It's you know what I mean.
No.
That's fine, as long as you allow me to say Lord of the Rings is my favorite movie.
Yes.
The whole thing is one movie.
Right.
Okay,
it
fine.
Is. It's that way.
Come on now.
So, I mean, it's way better than all three of the prequels, and it's better than Episode 8. Seven, sorry.
He sees the future!
Yeah, no, I know. But that's...
I liked Episode 7 more than Rogue One.
It has breathed the original life of the saga back into the saga.
I think 7 did that.
No, I think this one did it more.
7, while I enjoyed 7, don't get me wrong, I loved seeing Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill for a brief minute.
He had the best dialogue in that movie.
I know, right? He had the easiest time learning his lines, right?
I think 7 was like a reboot. It felt like a reboot.
Yeah, but it was like so good.
It didn't breathe new life into it.
Okay.
It kind of dredged up some of those old tendrils.
I think some of the new characters that brought new life, like Rey and Finn, and I thought they brought some new life.
I thought Finn was overly comical, and I just thought he was there as the comic relief.
Really?
I'd rather take him over Jar Jar basically every day of the year.
I understand that.
No, April Fool's Day, I'll take Jar Jar.
I mean...
Misa gonna hit you in the face.
I don't know. I enjoyed Rey's character. Rey has a good character base, I think. I would have gone on a rampage had Chewie died. And I'm glad that he didn't.
Okay, let's not spoil too much more of the movies.
Well, I didn't. I said he didn't die.
Again, what if I was looking forward to seeing Chewbacca bite the dust? And now you just spoiled that he doesn't.
Oh my God!
What just happened there?
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
So anyway, not turn this into Star Wars hour here.
All right, so fine. Okay, give us a good movie this year then. Give us one you really liked.
Jungle Book I really liked.
Okay, Jungle Book.
The Jungle Book was a fantastic family movie.
It's also in my top 5. I really like Jungle Book.
I mean, that movie is... I don't care who you are, you're going to find something in that movie you like. That's what I liked about it.
Yeah, the darkness in the movie theater, maybe.
What are you talking about?
Did you not like Jungle Book?
I liked it, but I really enjoyed the original, and I didn't like how they changed some stuff.
You mean from the cartoon?
Yeah.
Oh, no, this was better. The snake was way more menacing in this one.
I did not like how they changed some stuff at the end.
Okay. I guess if you're a purist, then you might not like it.
No, I'm not a purist. I just didn't like how they changed it. I wouldn't have minded had they changed it a different way, but I didn't like how they did this movie.
Okay, all right,
I feel like it was closer to the books.
Yeah, you need to read more. Is basically what he's saying.
That's not what I said.
He just said read more.
Anyway, I thought the boy who played Mowgli did a fantastic job.
Mowgli, yes.
And it was almost like there's a lot of CGI in that movie, but it was like not. I didn't think that for the whole time. Ooh, this is CGI.
The movie I thought was very. It had been a long time. I did see this in the movies since I had gone to the movies and felt whisked away on an adventure. And I know that sounds weird, but that movie at times did make me feel like a kid sort of discovering something for the first time. That's kind of hard to put into words, but there are moments in the movie that are very sort of jaw-dropping, for lack of a better term, and it really was very well done.
cinematic experience. Don't get me wrong, just not best of the year.
All right. Well, what do you got? Give me one that is that's not Star Wars or Captain America.
Not Star Wars. Not Captain America.
He just nuked his list. Oh, here it goes.
No, I'm gonna say either.
Say it.
Gee whiz.
Okay.
I have 15.
Well, just pick one.
Okay, Hacksaw Ridge was an amazing.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one
movie.
yet, so I can't say.
This is an amazing movie, and I know you probably haven't seen it. So
I can't talk about that.
That was an amazing movie. The Finest Hours was a good movie as well.
What's The Finest Hour about?
It's about the guy who works for the Coast Guard back in I guess it's the 50s. And it's where he takes a little dinghy. There's a ship that's stranded way out, and it's in the middle of this huge winter storm up in the New England North Atlantic.
Sounds cool.
And he takes this dinghy out and gets all these guys off this boat.
This is
Everybody's
based on a real event.
Yeah, it's based on history. So it was a great movie.
Just read Wikipedia.
Sam loves historical movies, though. You do.
Oh, I do.
So,
yeah, I mean, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Actually,
5.
I think specifically you like historical movies that have some sort of action in them, though. You're not a big fan of like if they did a documentary on West Wing, that sort of thing.
Well, I'm not a documentary person.
Did you like 13 Days when they did the JFK? There was a lot of talking in that movie.
Yeah, I like that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
13 Hours was another good one. I'll just list my history movies.
Go ahead.
So I've said Hacksaw Ridge, Finest Hours. 13 Hours was a good one. That's the one about the Benghazi debacle. And then there was Sully. That was a great movie.
I haven't seen that yet.
Deepwater Horizon was a good one as well.
What's Deepwater Horizon?
About the BP oil spill in the Gulf. That oil rig that basically just imploded because people didn't set they didn't allow the cement foundation to set before.
Yeah, no.
Well, at least
really
that's the story the movie tells. I don't know how accurate it actually is. I haven't done the research. There.
I didn't know there was a movie about that. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one. So those are the ones that I really, those are the historically based movies that I really enjoy.
Okay, my turn. I'll jump into there's a lot of kids movies that come out every year.
Yeah.
And I get to see a lot of them. I think my favorite from this year would be Zootopia.
Yeah, definitely Zootopia. Jungle Book and Zootopia are the two I put on the list that are kids' movies.
The thing I liked about Zootopia is whatever the storyline, I thought the storyline was really good at setting up a villain, and then you find out the villain and who the villain, whatever, all that. But Zootopia, the whole time they were doing anything, I was kind of watching every corner of the screen. Like when she would be running through the town, and you're like, well, what was that?
Those little Easter eggs.
There was animals everywhere. I was like wishing there was more chases through the city.
It's a well-realized movie, right? Like that world is well populated.
Correct.
It does not feel like an empty movie set, for lack of a better term, right?
Yeah.
They could make movies for a while utilizing how well that world was built.
Well, interesting. I mean, it comes out. I was watching a movie with my kids last night, one of the Lilo and Stitch sequels. Mm-hmm. Okay, and I could see them running around, and I was like, I could see the painting that was painted there.
Right.
And then you see the characters running around, and I really noticed that because these newer movies, that background is moving and things are going on, and that's just unusual and different. Anyway, I thought the storyline was really cool too. I don't know. I just thought it was a really good movie.
Well, one interesting trend for me this year was sort of an interesting resurgence of Westerns. There were there were a few good Westerns this year. And there's like the classic feeling Western, like a Magnificent Seven, sort of a popcorn Western, which I really, really liked. And then the revisionist sort of Westerns like Hateful Eight, or some of the ones Russell Crowe did another one that not Russell Crowe, Kurt Russell did a different one that was also sort of
that's a horror movie though.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's sort of like revisionist Western meets horror,
What was that one called?
I cannot remember right now. It's not. I did not write it down here. But
The Hateful Eight, when I watch a movie or a TV show, I want to like some of the people, and I know that I should know this going in, right? The movie's called
Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight.
The eight people that you go not like.
Well, there actually is more than 8 people in the movie.
Yeah.
And the other ones are just not likable. The Hateful Eight and not likable other 6.
I actually like the other people.
That was the original title.
I like the other people in the movie. It's kind of like the movie reminded me of Jack London stories. Like he wrote this story way back when, where there are 2 guys found gold and they're going back and forth and they both kill each other and they both die. and you're like, and that's why you shouldn't go for gold, type thing.
Right.
And that's what this movie felt like. It felt like a bunch of people, and you're like, when you're done, you're like, did we learn something? I learned how despicable people can be.
I guess I liked it. I mean, I liked that. I thought it was... It's a chamber piece of a movie set in the West, and I like that. It had good dialogue. It had interesting characters. They're not likable, maybe, but they are interesting.
You mentioned that it felt like a play, and that movie definitely could have been done as a play.
It feels like a play, yeah, and that's what I mean. Kind of like a chamber piece. But, yeah, it was interesting. And then on the completely opposite spectrum was Magnificent Seven, which I thought was just a good action flick.
So 7 is better than 8.
7?
If they had added one more person to the Magnificent Seven, it'd be like...
You would hate all of them. That's the thing.
All right, Sam, go with something that's more cheerful than Zee.
Let's see. Well, as far as kids' movies are concerned, I got 2 that actually made my list. Kung Fu Panda 3. Well, 3 if you count Zootopia, but we just talked about Zootopia. Kung Fu Panda 3, Zootopia, and Moana. Moana just came out last month, and man, did I enjoy that movie. My kids really enjoyed the movie. My daughter has seen the movie 3 times now.
Whoa.
Now, she's paid for her own way twice, but they really enjoyed the movie, and it has everything in it. It pulls on your heartstrings. There's moments where you want to stand up. Actually, he has a very small role in the entire movie.
Dude, spoiler again.
I'm just saying.
He dies.
What?
I don't know. I haven't seen the movie.
Does Chewie die?
No, Chewie's not.
You know what? You saying that reminded me, actually, as much as I forgot to put this on, as much as I like Zootopia, I like Sing better.
Really?
Sing?
And Sing actually feels like it's in the same world as Zootopia.
Really?
I think so. I mean, I don't know if they're made.
No, they're not, I don't think, but that's interesting.
They're all anthropomorphic animals. So.
Yeah,
right, but it felt like but Sing had such... I love the music of Sing. You wouldn't like it because you said you don't like pop music, but I really liked a lot of the music and the singing in it, and
Moana has great music in it. I mean, this is like your regular Disney fair movie.
Is it a musical, or they're just playing music?
No, it's definitely musical, where there are scenes where the character breaks out into a song.
Well, I haven't heard these songs
and these are
Done to
really
Death,
good
like
songs.
Let It Go yet. That doesn't happen
Probably
yet.
not going to be as popular as Frozen, I don't think.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Another thing about this,
really like the Polynesian flair to the movie that the movie had as well.
It looks cool.
Yeah.
The other thing about this year is that, like, the last few years in a row, it's an amazing time to be a geek.
Woo!
I mean, we've got Rogue One, Deadpool, Civil
Hats do
War,
not make you a geek.
Doctor Strange, X-Men Apocalypse. That's just the ones I can remember off the top of my head. That is 5 movies, all of which 10 years ago, maybe a little more, but if one of them had come out a year and been good, you would have thought geek is in.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Right.
But I will say this: Batman vs Superman.
Well, and Suicide Squad. Right?
Yeah.
Suicide Squad, though.
The Suicide Squad is in the top 10 grossing movies of the year.
I felt like
it had great ads. Yeah, I did.
felt like Suicide Squad though did not take itself as seriously.
That still doesn't mean it gets to be a bad movie.
I gave it way more than a pass than Batman vs Superman.
Because Batman vs Superman took itself more seriously?
Though I laughed a lot more during Suicide Squad, and...
Yeah, but you were laughing at the movie. You weren't actually laughing...
Yeah, I definitely was laughing at the movie, largely. I mean... Yeah.
Okay, well...
I get what you're saying, but it still should be a good film. Like, I know you guys didn't see it. I think you didn't see it, but Deadpool had me laughing, just not at the movie making.
Right.
It had me laughing at the lines or whatever.
You were laughing at the dialogue.
The reason I'm not mentioning Deadpool, that movie's a little too vulgar for my taste.
Right. But again, it's the kind of movie that any other year, or let's say a decade or so ago, if it had been made and had been good, people would have gone ballistic, thinking a good geeky movie. I mean, it was like Batman in '89. The sequel, and then it was like Wasteland for a while, Right. Batman and Robin, and scary stuff.
Don't mention that again!
And then the Supermans that were like, So again, it's just a good time to be a geek because you're gonna get movies, you're gonna get everything, TV shows, which we're gonna talk about.
And on that line, Doctor Strange once again proved that Marvel knows what they're doing. Again.
Even when the ads didn't look that good.
It didn't
right?
look that, and I went in and came out saying, man, I really like that movie.
Yeah.
That was in my top 5 again.
Well, let's see. I'm moving along here. What about Ben-Hur? You saw Ben-Hur.
I saw Ben-Hur.
This was a remake of a movie. I usually don't like remakes.
Right.
But this is one that did it right because they didn't really change a lot. They just modernized it.
Which is
as far as and when I say modernized it, I mean how the things were shot and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So
I thought it got a lot of garbage. It was very badly rated. Actually, they mostly got panned, and the argument seems to be that it basically did not innovate. But you can't please anybody when you remake a classic.
Correct.
You either don't innovate, and then why'd you do it, or you innovated too much, at which point you're not respecting the classic.
Right.
You can't win that argument. I thought it was well made.
Yeah.
My one complaint was that, actually I had 2 complaints. Lots of CGI near the end of the movie. Like heavy-handed CGI.
Had to.
Yeah, it was just not very good CGI.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then, and this is stupid, but they play a really poppy song over the closing credits of the movie. And it was like, it stuck out like a sore thumb.
Really?
I mean, at top of the credits, not like halfway through.
Really? Oh, yeah, I didn't.
I mean, it stuck out like a sore thumb.
Really?
It sounded like a Britney Spears pop song.
Ugh.
Like out of nowhere.
Wow.
In an entire movie that has had a great score, epic feel. I mean, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then they closed with that. And all I could think of in my head was the end of Gladiator makes this look so silly right now.
Right.
Where they have the, that build and it's wonderful, it's touching. Nothing.
Yeah.
They messed that up.
I was very happy with it, though.
Yeah.
I'm going to see it in a couple weeks, so I'm looking forward to that. The last movie on my list is a very controversial one this year, and that was Ghostbusters. Mm-hmm. The remake of Ghostbusters. Controversial all over the place, but I went in with pretty much no expectations. I wasn't sure, and really, really liked it.
Well, it's a movie that was controversial before it came out, though.
Right.
It's not like it came out and people were like Deadpool was controversial when it came out.
Right.
But it was...
Ghostbusters was controversial before anybody had seen one frame of it.
And it really shouldn't have been, I guess.
It shouldn't have been, right.
There's nothing wrong with that. It says that my thing was, I don't care who you get to replace the original actors. I don't care that. I don't know why the movie had to be remade anyway.
This is a little odd, though. What was the movie we just talked about? Ben-Hur?
I understand that. I didn't think Ben-Hur needed to be remade either.
Okay,
and I didn't go watch it in the movie because I was like, oh, it's another remake. So I didn't care. I mean, I got it for free on somewhere, Amazon Stars or something like that. I can't remember where I watched it. We watched it at home. So I mean, but that surprised me because I enjoyed it. It was great. I haven't seen the new Ghostbusters yet because I was a really huge fan of the original.
And if it came on, you'd see it, though, right?
Yeah, I'd still watch it.
I watched it. I liked it a lot.
I really liked it.
I just didn't understand why it needed to be remade. Because I thought the original movie still stands well on its own.
Sure, any movie... I mean, that's a catch-22. If the movie's good enough to be remade, it did need to be remade.
Maybe.
Right?
Yeah.
There's no winning that argument. If the movie sucked, don't remake it. So if it's a good movie, you're going to remake it.
Depends on how far back you go, I guess. Because
Ben-Hur is as far back almost as you can.
Right, that's what I'm saying. For Ben-Hur, I can understand there's like a difference. There's a huge gap between acting styles.
And the horses from the original movie are dead by now. Well, that is true. It's a true statement. I'm just stating facts. I'm just stating facts.
Are the horses in Braveheart dead?
Some of them?
Maybe.
Okay. Anyhow, are we ready to move the TV?
I got a few more I can mention. Star Trek Beyond.
That was pretty good.
Amazing movie.
Okay.
Jason Bourne, the latest installment.
It was okay.
I love that Matt Damon came back and reprised his role there. And I thought it provided a good possible end to the series. Possible.
Depends how much money they make.
Possible new launch for the series. Yeah, right. I like that. The Arrival was another good show.
I wanted to see that so much.
Oh man, that was really good. Ending. This is one of the most recent movies that the ending was just like.
I need to see that movie.
For me. And usually I can, not usually, but a lot of times I can kind of
spoil it.
I'm not going to, but I can sometimes, like for example, Sixth Sense.
Whoa, too soon? Don't.
Knew that halfway through the movie. I was like, this is what's happening.
Oh.
And I said it.
No proof. I wasn't there when he said that.
I said it halfway through the movie. Anyway. But anyway, that's The Arrival. I said that. Now You See Me Too. I really enjoyed that one. I think I liked it better than the first, actually.
I guess that's good, because the first movie sucked.
What's Now You See Me?
Now You See Me is that magician movie.
Oh, I haven't seen the second one yet.
Didn't know what I wanted to be.
With the Four Horsemen?
Is the second one better?
Yeah, I liked it better.
Woo!
I thought it was better.
I just want to see him do magic tricks. I don't care about the plot. I just like watching magic tricks.
It's sad.
And that's
That's the truth of it. Okay,
Right.
movie. I mean, TV. Now, TV, Z is a...
I'm going to take a nap real quick. I'll be back.
Okay, but there is a couple things that came out this year. There's a lot of... as you can see with movies, we're not like super critics when it comes to movies in the sense that we like the popcorn flicks a lot.
Yep.
And a lot of the same things come down to what happens on TV. So my favorite TV series this year by far, I think, was Stranger Things. I really like it. Was a miniseries, I guess, but I really liked it. It moved along. Everybody in the series felt smart in a sense. What I mean is, in one episode, and this isn't that big of a spoiler, in one episode the mother is trying to get people to believe something. And it's one of those things that if it was a normal TV series, an ABC or something, that would be the whole season. It's like back, remember when V came out? And they're like, the aliens are bad! The aliens are bad! And they kept going on. It was like no one ever believed them because every time. This was resolved in one episode.
Yeah.
The sheriff is like one of my favorite characters. Flawed, but really interesting. And the kids were really good actors.
Yes.
Yeah, they were.
The whole thing, now it was a little spooky occasionally. I still haven't shown it to my kids yet because...
Yeah,
I don't know. There are parts of that are scary.
It'll definitely scare kids.
And that's one of the few TV shows or miniseries or whatever you want to call it that I actually got to see this year, all the way through anyway. And yeah, I liked it very much as well. Because usually I don't watch a lot of series, and if I do, I'll start it up and drop it, just because I have a hard time sort of following it through. But yeah, Stranger Things is solid. And it's a quick watch, because it's like 8 episodes or something, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So you can just...
Yeah,
it's all there also, which is the other thing Netflix does. You get the season, boom, all at once. And so I did watch that one, and it's great.
Shorter miniseries on that note. This is not my favorite show of the year, but X-Files. X-Files came out with a little, like a 5 or 6 episode miniseries.
They did?
Yeah.
Did you like them?
Yeah, they were really good. But it really felt like there were a lot of tongue-in-cheek jokes. There were a lot of
like references to the
references
show?
back to the
I
show,
wouldn't get any of that
all
stuff.
that kind of stuff. Well, we watched what were they, like 9 or 10 seasons or something like that. We actually owned all of them on DVD in Korea.
What's a DVD?
Did they resolve everything? Because I don't think they ever resolved it.
I don't know that they resolved everything because it's been years since I've watched the originals. But it just felt like a really neat swan song. There was a point at which in the miniseries I was like, are they going to bring this back? Because it feels like they're trying to, but then towards the end it was like, no, they're not. This is definitely a swan song.
So everybody died. Okay.
So no, nobody died. It was a swan song.
Spoiler!
Okay, so what was your favorite
Nobody
series?
died.
My favorite series, probably the one that my wife and I have been enjoying the most is a series called Timeless.
My kids are loving that.
Timeless?
It's a time traveling show where a guy has hijacked a time traveling machine and taken it back to go do certain things, and there's the team of good guys are taking the prototype time machine to go chase him down.
Okay.
And so they keep bouncing back and forth they go on these missions throughout time, and one of the people in the good team is this history professor, expert on history, American history. And so she's like, don't do this, we have to wear this, we have, all this kind of stuff.
Sounds like a different time travel TV show that sucked called Guardians of that DC, Legends of Tomorrow. That Legends of Tomorrow show.
Is that also on your list?
Sorry,
also on my list.
That show is
yeah!
awful.
I like the ensemble. I like the ensemble show. You probably didn't even watch the whole thing, though.
I did not watch the whole thing.
Yeah,
I
see?
couldn't. That show was so bad.
Issues with commitment, don't you?
Yeah.
I put Timeless on my list too. I also
You saw it.
I've only seen a few of the episodes, but I really liked it. My kids love it. I like the idea that that thing can be changed, and I find that
Cool.
interesting.
I like the concept.
Another show I liked, I just started watching it. It came out at the beginning of the year. Was it Netflix? Whatever. And that's Colony.
Colony.
Colony stars the who's the main actor?
Got you.
Anyway, it's about aliens that come to Earth, and they conquer Earth, and they split Earth up into like different zones, and they essentially put people over them. It's very much Nazi Germany.
The main girl is Sarah Tancredi from
High Castle.
from Prison Break. She is Rick's wife in Walking Dead.
Right, yeah.
Can't remember her
real
name.
She does a good job, but her husband does a good job. Basically, they are working there, and their family is faced with do you work with the resistance against these aliens, or do you work with the aliens, which will give you a better life?
Welcome our alien overlord.
And it's cool because the whole alien technology thing is it's there and it's ever present, but it's more in the back, and it's more about are you working with the resistance? It has a very similar feel almost to Man in High Castle.
Yeah. Well, that's what I just said. It sounds like a similar premise.
Yeah.
That one's alternate history, right?
And a lot of the color schemes that they use are very Nazi-ish.
Yeah,
I mean, the alien
sure,
government that's been put in place is all red and white and black.
Sure.
That's their colors, and so
I really
like that
like
one scene in episode 7. Where he's giving that speech, that guy.
Yeah.
He's like, I just rewatched it the other day. He's like, getting really into it.
Yeah. Right.
I think the thing I like best, though, about A Colony is just that it's one of those things that I can't binge watch it almost. Because I'll watch it and then I'm getting too stressed.
Oh, okay.
I know they're going to get caught or something, all the time people are doing things, you're like, why are you doing that? And you know why they're doing it. They're doing it for the greater good or whatever the reason is. And it's like, you're going to get caught. You're going to get so much trouble. It? I have.
I can tell you what happens.
No. I know that there's another season, so it doesn't matter.
Huh. Okay.
Now, there is one new TV show that you saw this year that you forgot about. Maybe.
What was it?
But you saw it for the first time. It was on Netflix for the first time, and that's Dark Mirror.
Oh, I saw
Black Mirror.
Black Mirror. I saw 3 episodes.
I didn't watch
I thought you watched the whole Netflix thing. You didn't watch all of them?
I have issues with commitment, as Sam pointed out so eloquently.
Well, I hadn't heard of Black Mirror before, so I watched the whole thing.
But the thing about it is, it doesn't even feel like a series, right? It's completely episodic.
It's like Twilight Zone, in a sense.
Right. You can watch an episode, and it starts and ends. They are not related to one another, as far as I can tell. I highly recommend you skip episode. I highly recommend you skip the first episode of the first season. It's just so dark and where it goes and everything. Love it.
But there's a few episodes. I forget the name. There was one about people living in an alternate. I can't. It's all about technology and how it affects our lives. It's
all basically based on the idea that technology. It's Twilight Zone-ish. It's like technology and what it'll do to society. Basically,
they're all really fascinating. In fact,
they're all like mini movies, right?
There's one I know you saw, where basically it starts out where people are being forced to do something by an unknown caller.
Right.
That has one of the. It has the ending. You sit there and it's like
has a heck of
punch.
A twist. Yeah.
Yeah. But I find it fascinating. I wish if they make a 4th season, I'm on it because I'm just curious to see what they'll do next.
That's one that is always there if I want to watch something that only takes about an hour instead of a full movie. Because again, you can just pick it up. That's the thing with me is if I start watching and then put it down, I have a hard time coming back to it. And remembering where am I, what's going on. But Black Mirror, it doesn't matter. I like that a lot about it.
I wish there was more stuff like that.
Yeah, it's just not it's not a style that's used anymore for the most part.
Okay, give us another one before we got to end this video here.
I was thinking, I can't remember the exact name of it. I think it's called Containment or Contagion or something like that. It happens in the heart in downtown Atlanta, and they have this
Walking Dead.
No, it's not that.
No, that's what's in Atlanta. I saw it.
Yeah.
Okay, I know what you're talking about though. You're talking about the virus thing and the animals
and they actually build a fence wall around this one specific district, and they cordon off an entire part of the city where you cannot get through.
Okay.
Because that's where the virus has been contained. And so
I don't know what this is. I haven't
some
heard
of his it's on Netflix. I can't remember the name of it.
Snake Plissken in it?
No, it is not. It doesn't happen in New York.
Yeah. He got it.
So it's just a really cool thing because half of the main cast gets stuck inside the cordon, the other half gets stuck outside, and the guy's girlfriend who he just proposed to is stuck inside.
It sounds like very Under the Dome-ish kind of.
No, it does. No, it doesn't feel like Under the Dome at all. It's more like a a real life kind of virus movie.
Is it dramatic then? Largely,
it's not really dramatic. There's some action to it, but there is a lot of drama in it as well.
No, I don't know that one.
But it was a really good one. Did not like how the season ended. I'm halfway hoping that they have another season
just to fix it.
To fix that. But at the same time, I don't know. We'll see.
I will say it was definitely the year of the shotgun approach for Netflix. Right? I mean, Netflix, it would seem, is coming out with a series every 2 weeks. I mean, they had that one Portuguese series.
Oh, I didn't put that on my list. What was that called?
3%.
3%, right.
Never mind. I think I might like 3%
more
as
than
much as Stranger Things.
That's
really
what,
like
they have
3%.
so many, we are forgetting them. They are just pushing so many series out there. At this point, if you are someone that likes that style of entertainment, a subscription to
The
Netflix,
Travelers, that's another one that we've been watching.
Is almost required, right? Like, you are going to get so much TV quality content, series.
At this
from
point in
Netflix.
time, you can shut ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox off, and you're okay.
There's so much content there, yeah. I mean,
if you just did Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, you're okay.
Everybody's doing their own original content.
Not to mention Hulu has all the other stuff on it. CBS, I'm sorry, but if you're going to not put your stuff on Hulu, I don't know any CBS shows, pretty much.
Yeah, right.
Let's see. I'm looking through here.
What is he doing?
He's building up his list. Okay, anyway, that's our pop culture of the year. Tell us what you think in the comments. We'll be back to games.
Containment. That is the name of the show in Atlanta. Containment. That's what I was actually doing.
Keep it inside. Contain it a little bit.
The Walking Dead. Anyhow, is it a prequel for The Walking Dead?
No, it's not. It has nothing to do with The Walking Dead.
Fear the Containment.
Fear the Walking Dead is one that I've been enjoying. That wasn't new for 2016, but that's a good one.
Also, I like the live episode of Grease.
Okay, everybody. Good night.
Bye-bye.
So until next time, I'm Tom Vasel.
Zee Garcia, thank you.
Sam Healey. See you guys on the flip side.